Out in the remote wilderness, hunters have always shared a quiet, almost instinctual connection with the forest. But this viral clip has left many viewers uneasy, wondering what these two hunters may have encountered that day. The footage is filmed from high above the ground, with one hunter recording from a tree stand. As the camera slowly tilts downward toward the forest floor, the source of their fear comes into view.
Oh shit, this is not good.
A large, dark, fur-covered figure moves beneath them, letting out deep, guttural sounds as it roams below. The figure appears massive, with unusually long arms and a posture that looks unsettlingly human. It moves as if it's searching for something, possibly the hunters hiding above. Some believe the clip could be staged, and that possibility can't be ruled out. Still, the low, resonating growls are difficult to dismiss, and the tension heard in the background feels raw and unfiltered. Being trapped in a tree while something unknown prowls beneath would be terrifying for anyone.
Not good.
Since the 1970s, Iowa's diverse wilderness has been linked to dozens of reported Bigfoot encounters, with sightings continuing to surface even today. This footage was recorded deep within a network of World War II tunnels, long-abandoned structures buried far underground, where radiation levels remain significantly higher than normal. A small team entered these forgotten corridors to measure the lingering radiation, but as they moved deeper inside, their camera began to flicker and malfunction. It's important to recognize how much nerve it takes to willingly explore a place like this. Dark, unstable, and potentially dangerous, especially with radiation involved. The lowest level of the tunnel system can only be reached by descending a steep sequence of steps and wooden slides that drop all the way to the bottom. Several minutes into the recording, something completely unexpected appears, a moment that stops viewers in their tracks. According to the team, similar figures have been reported in the past, often linked to areas with unusually high radiation. They believe these extreme conditions may somehow trigger the appearance of spirits connected to soldiers who once died there. Given the oppressive atmosphere and the violent history tied to these tunnels, the idea doesn't seem entirely impossible. Could this be one of those locations where echoes of the past still linger, refusing to disappear, no matter how much time has passed? Picture stepping outside one morning, coffee in hand, and suddenly noticing something strange hanging in the sky. This clip, first shared by the Viral Hog channel, was recorded in Indonesia and captures a huge black ring of smoke drifting ominously overhead, looking like something straight out of a science fiction movie. What makes it even more unsettling is the ring's slow, controlled movement. As the moments pass, the smoke gradually thins, breaking apart before fading away completely. Both witnesses and online viewers quickly began speculating about what they were seeing, with theories ranging from spiritual signs to alien activity. However, there is likely a much more grounded explanation. Similar smoke rings have been observed in many places around the world and are often linked to human activity. The most likely source is a release from a chimney, industrial smokestack, or a controlled burn. The perfectly circular shape and dense texture strongly point toward a man-made origin rather than anything paranormal. In this intense footage, a person filming from the street captures a building overtaken by fire, as heavy smoke pours from shattered windows on an upper level. Amid the chaos and urgency of the situation, an unexpected moment occurs. A cat suddenly jumps from a fifth-floor window in a desperate attempt to escape the flames. Incredibly, the animal lands on all four paws, revealing its impressive agility and natural survival instincts. Witnessing such a risky leap, followed by a successful landing, is both startling and awe-inspiring. Although cats are widely known for their ability to orient themselves while falling, thanks to their highly developed vestibular system, surviving a drop from such a height remains truly remarkable. Would you believe that millions of years ago, Earth may have been inhabited by true giants? Dinosaurs are well established in the fossil record, but evidence pointing to massive humanoid beings is extremely rare, which is why one man was shocked when he discovered an enormous footprint preserved in solid stone. When geologists examined the imprint, they estimated its age could range anywhere from 200 million to nearly 3 billion years old. Stretching close to 4 feet in length, the footprint suggests the possibility that gigantic beings once walked across the planet's surface. Some researchers argue it may not be proof of mythical giants, but instead evidence of an extinct branch of the human family, one that was far larger than modern humans. If creatures like that once existed, it raises unsettling questions. Could ancient legends of giants or Bigfoot be rooted in reality? And is it possible that remnants of these beings survived longer than we think? What isn't disputed is the footprint itself. It's real and physically present. What remains unknown is its true origin. Until further evidence comes to light, this discovery stands as one of the most fascinating and unresolved mysteries in human history. What do you make of it? Cemeteries often feel unsettling even in full daylight, and once night falls, that eerie atmosphere can become far more intense. Even the most fearless people may feel uneasy when confronted with the heavy silence of a graveyard after dark. This footage captures that exact feeling. Filmed at a secluded cemetery bordering a thick forest, the video records something difficult to explain. Late at night, a security camera picks up a dark, shadow-like figure appearing near the burial area. The shape seems to grow larger and drift from one gravesite to another, moving in a way that feels unnatural and deeply disturbing. The entire scene looks like it could come straight from a horror movie. And while many are quick to dismiss the idea of ghosts, moments like this, unexplained and seemingly impossible, push us to question what we think we understand about reality, suggesting the world around us may be far stranger than we realize. The Sasquatch Outpost channel, known for gathering and sharing alleged Bigfoot evidence found online, released this next video, claiming it was filmed with night vision binoculars in the Lost Creek wilderness. According to the channel, the footage was recorded around 1 a.m. on February 16, 2019. At first, the night vision clip seems uneventful, showing nothing more than a dark, silent forest. But with closer attention, something far more unsettling becomes visible. Hidden among the trees appears to be a small dark head with 2 glowing eyes, peeking out from behind a tree trunk. The figure remains completely motionless, fixed on the camera, almost as if it's waiting for the viewer to look away. The man who recorded the footage, identified as Jim, returned to the area the next morning to investigate. What he discovered only added to the mystery. The shape seen in the video seemed to line up with the underside of a fallen log, which could explain the face-like outline. However, one major issue remained. Nothing in that spot should have reflected infrared light from the night vision equipment. That detail is what keeps this clip so unsettling. On one hand, it could be written off as a visual illusion. On the other, those 2 glowing eyes staring back suggest something far more disturbing. Whether it was light trickery or something watching from the shadows, the uncertainty is deeply eerie. Buried deep within YouTube's vast archive may be some of the most convincing footage, yet suggesting these creatures could be real. One such video was filmed entirely by chance roughly 30 miles east of the Banff Park boundary near Nordegg, Alberta, captured by an oil field worker during a routine day on the job. After stopping his truck to inspect equipment, the worker finished his checks and drove off, unaware that his dash camera had just recorded something disturbing in the background. As the vehicle turned, the camera briefly picked up a large, dark figure standing motionless just beyond the tree line.
This is not like a terrorist attack or a natural disaster or an act of war where the world completely, because this is something that's going to unfold. It's been unfolding for months. It's going to continue to unfold for months.
The worker never noticed it, but the camera did. A closer review of the footage reveals a tall, broad shape covered in thick, dark fur, standing completely still, almost as if it were watching him. When viewed in slow motion, another unsettling detail becomes visible. The figure appears to be holding something in its arms, and this may not be an isolated incident. In December 2019, Bigfoot researcher David Beaver recorded a similarly large figure, one that also seemed to be carrying a smaller creature, just 25 to 30 miles west of this same area. Could these encounters be connected? Are they members of the same group, or even part of a family? With 2 separate daylight sightings captured in striking detail so close together, the question may no longer be whether Bigfoot exists, but how long they may have been quietly observing us. The next clip comes from the Blue Mountain Bandit YouTube channel, which usually focuses on camping, outdoor living, and life in the Oregon wilderness. This particular video, however, a repost from an unknown original source, stands out for a very different reason. Recorded in Oregon's Blue Mountains, the footage shows a distant figure slowly climbing a steep hillside. From afar, it appears as a tall, thin humanoid shape completely covered in dark fur, closely matching classic descriptions of Bigfoot. Although it moves upright on two legs in a way similar to a human, its solid black appearance has fueled intense debate. Some viewers quickly dismissed it as a person hiking uphill. However, one commenter, a local resident who lives about 20 minutes from the location, strongly challenged that idea. Familiar with the terrain and visible landmarks, he estimated the figure's height at roughly 7 feet and insisted it was neither a human nor a snow-covered rock formation. Since then, the video has divided viewers. Skeptics argue it's simply a hiker caught at a distance, while others believe it could be compelling evidence of the elusive Bigfoot. So, what do you think? Most Bigfoot sightings filmed in daylight are usually distant, blurry, and hard to make sense of, often leaving viewers with more doubts than answers. But this video stands apart. It's unusually clear and captured from surprisingly close range, offering a rare and detailed view of whatever appears on screen. Recorded by an unidentified individual, the footage shows a large figure seated on the ground, holding a clump of grass in its hand. At first glance, its posture and build might resemble an orangutan. However, that comparison quickly breaks down the moment the figure turns toward the camera. Its facial structure and overall appearance closely match descriptions long shared by Bigfoot researchers. Unsurprisingly, the video has sparked divided reactions. Skeptics suggest it could simply be a person wearing a highly detailed costume. Supporters, however, point to subtle facial movements, small shifts in expression as the figure looks toward the camera, arguing that such natural motion would be extremely difficult to fake with a suit. While the possibility of an elaborate hoax can't be ruled out entirely, if the footage is authentic, it may represent some of the clearest and most convincing visual evidence of Bigfoot ever captured on camera. There are endless videos online claiming to capture mysterious objects drifting through the sky, but only a handful are strange enough to make you pause and take a second look.
La verdad es que no se puede apreciar. Voy a tratar de... Ya se fue, ya lo perdí.
This clip is definitely one of them. In the footage, an unusual object can be seen suspended high above the ground. At first glance, it looks incredibly odd, almost like a massive flower-shaped piñata floating in midair. Naturally, speculation spread quickly, with some viewers suggesting it could be something extraterrestrial, fueling fears of an alien presence. Of course, while conspiracy theories are entertaining, there are more grounded possibilities. The object could be a drone or an oddly designed kite. Modern drones, after all, come in a wide range of unexpected shapes. But then there's the question of scale. Is the object enormous and far away, or small and much closer than it appears? That uncertainty makes it difficult to reach any firm conclusion. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. The sight is strange, unsettling, and raises more questions than it answers. And it might leave you wondering, if something like this can float above us in plain sight, what else could be out there, just beyond what we understand? If you've ever considered visiting the retired Queen Mary for a bit of thrill and adventure, this next image might make you think twice. Once a magnificent ocean liner, the Queen Mary was officially retired after her final voyage in 1967. But she wasn't left behind. Instead, the ship was transformed into a major attraction in Long Beach, California. And over time, she's also gained a reputation as a hotspot for paranormal stories. This photo may be one of the most unsettling examples yet. About 2 years ago, a Reddit user known as Refrigerator Stock 847 shared a disturbing post in the paranormal subreddit. The post included a photo taken by his friend while touring the Queen Mary in March of 2010. At first glance, it looks like a simple image of the ship's empty pool. But that wasn't the focus of the photo. Standing in the doorway behind the pool is what caught everyone's attention. In the background, a pale, ghost-like figure can be seen. A woman dressed in white, with long hair falling over her shoulders. When the image is zoomed in, her face appears obscured by darkness, almost as if she's deliberately avoiding being seen. According to the friend who took the photo, they were completely alone on the ship at the time. That raises the unsettling question: who or what was standing there? And this wasn't an isolated incident. Another Reddit user later shared their own experience after spending the night aboard the Queen Mary. They described strange occurrences, including personal items going missing and waking up the next morning with an overwhelming sense of heaviness, as though something had been watching them throughout the night. If you think having a friend ruin your photo with a photobomb is annoying, wait until you see what happened to these friends. This image was posted by a user named OutrageousLab224 and quickly caught the attention of paranormal fans everywhere. In the photo, we see 3 people posing for a playful picture, but according to the uploader, it was only supposed to be 2 friends, the 2 girls. That third face shouldn't be there. The photo was taken back in 2003, which makes it hard to simply dismiss as Photoshop. At that time, creating an edit that perfectly matched the original photo's texture, lighting, and grain would have been extremely difficult. So if it isn't an edit, then the question becomes, who or what is that unsettling third person? Let me know in the comments if you have any idea what that face could be. Because honestly, this isn't just a photobomb. It feels like a straight-up paranormal intrusion. We've all tried some strange foods while experiencing different cultures. But have you ever imagined eating something that looks like a mutated alien bird? Because that's exactly what this next clip appears to feature. The video, shared by an anonymous user on X, showcases what can only be described as deeply unsettling cooking. In the footage, a bizarre creature is seen frying in a pan, and the sight alone is enough to linger in your mind. From below, it vaguely resembles a bird, but once the camera moves toward its face, the scene becomes truly disturbing. The creature has 2 unsettling, almost human-like eyes, and its mouth looks like something straight out of a horror film. The entire thing is so strange that it's difficult to even guess what it might be. Is it a deformed bird? Some kind of failed experiment? Or something not from this world at all? At this point, no one really knows. And if you happen to have any idea what this person is actually cooking, feel free to share your thoughts, because this is one culinary mystery that seriously needs an explanation. This unsettling image was shared on X by the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization, and it has sent shockwaves through the hunting community. The photo originally appeared on the group's blog, paired with a disturbing story from Pennsylvania that's difficult to dismiss. According to the account, in 1990, a 17-year-old hunter was alone deep in the woods when he heard a horrific, anguished cry. Believing it was a deer caught in a trap, he followed the sound. What he discovered instead completely altered his understanding of reality. He claimed the noise was coming from a small Bigfoot, roughly 4 feet tall, trapped in a cruel metal snare. Fear initially took over, and he ran. But moments later, he heard a weak, pained whimper. Something compelled him to return. He freed the creature, which slowly limped away before turning back to look at him. That stare, described as filled with sorrow and shame, stayed with him for the rest of his life. Now a police officer, he says it wasn't the encounter itself that changed him. It was the realization that the world is far stranger than people are willing to accept. Adding to the unease, the story isn't entirely isolated. There is a documented Bigfoot trap located in an Oregon forest, constructed in 1974 by hunters who firmly believed the creature existed. The fact that such a trap was built suggests something significant drove people to take that belief seriously. Some may dismiss the story as nothing more than an embellished animal rescue wrapped in folklore, but the combination of an alleged trapped Bigfoot and the real existence of that Oregon trap forces an uncomfortable question. What if these creatures are real? If the officer's account is true, this isn't just another Bigfoot tale. It's a glimpse into a hidden reality, one many people may not be ready to confront. And while discovering final moments caught on camera is always chilling, this story reaches an entirely different level of dread. While revisiting a treasured family party photo, a couple uncovered something so disturbing that it ultimately helped end a long-standing addiction.
There's the good on the right-hand side of me, and there's the evil on the left-hand side.
It looks like a dog, but Joe says
It was a demon.
The image suggests a stark contrast, something positive on one side, something dark on the other, and what appears in the photo looks canine in shape, though it was later described as something far more sinister. The clip was shared on both Reddit and Instagram and captures the chilling moment when the couple noticed something horrifying hidden in plain sight.
I really thought, I said, man, you're really walking with Satan.
As Joe Martinez reviewed an old photo from his in-laws' anniversary celebration, he spotted something that clearly didn't belong. What he saw left him shaken. The image revealed a presence positioned directly over his shoulder, something that hadn't been noticed at the time the photo was taken. At that point in his life, Joe was secretly struggling with substance abuse and spiraling deeper into personal darkness. After seeing the image, everything changed. Looming behind him was a figure that appeared to have come straight out of a nightmare. Dog-like in form, yet undeniably demonic in presence. It seemed positioned as if it were urging him further down a destructive path. His wife believed the figure represented Satan himself, captured in that moment as a symbolic manifestation of the darkness consuming Joe's life. Terrified by what he saw, Joe quit drugs completely and never returned to them. Today he keeps the photo in his wallet, not only as a warning, but as a reminder of the struggle between light and darkness that once raged within him. Since then, the image has drawn the attention of paranormal investigators and online researchers alike. Even the Rocky Mountain Paranormal Society reportedly admitted the case left them unsettled. According to them, most cases they examine have rational explanations, but this one stands apart. There is no follow-up evidence, no clear origin, only a single haunting image. We all enjoyed Black Panther. The secretive nation of Wakanda was stunning, and the idea of vibranium fueling its advanced technology felt almost mythical. But what if something like that had a real-world counterpart? Maybe not exactly, but close enough to raise eyebrows. In a viral clip, a YouTuber presents a collection of strange stones he claims were discovered in the Congo. According to him, these rocks can store electrical energy. Their appearance is strikingly similar to the fictional vibranium, and the demonstration quickly grabs attention. When two of the stones are brought into contact, a visible spark jumps between them. Even more surprising, the creator claims they can generate enough voltage to be used for welding. If this were legitimate, the implications would be enormous, potentially reshaping how the world thinks about energy and offering hope for solving the global power crisis. However, many experts remain unconvinced. While some naturally occurring minerals are known to conduct electricity, there is no verified scientific evidence that any stone can actually store electrical energy. And if such a discovery were real, it would almost certainly be dominating global headlines. Still, the footage leaves room for debate. Is this a genuine scientific breakthrough or simply a clever stunt engineered to go viral? For now, skepticism prevails, but it's definitely a mystery worth keeping an eye on. Late-night shifts are usually quiet. The world above is asleep while you work in silence, but it's often during those calm, empty hours that the most unsettling things choose to appear, just like in this disturbing encounter.
Then the guy started whistling and walking towards my friend.
The video, shared by a TikTok user, shows his friend working overnight in the basement of his store. With only a headlamp to guide him, he walks through a dark, deserted hallway, casually recording as he goes. Everything feels normal at first, until it suddenly isn't. As the camera moves forward, an elderly man comes into view, slowly approaching from the darkness, whistling as he walks. According to the worker, the man appeared without warning. There were no signs anyone else should have been there, and no explanation for how he suddenly emerged. Clearly shaken, the cameraman begins backing away, step by step, while the stranger continues moving closer. The tension builds rapidly, and then the footage cuts out. The moment feels like something pulled straight from a horror movie. Where did the man come from? Was he hiding in the basement unnoticed? Or even more unsettling, was he something far from ordinary? Whatever the truth may be, this encounter turned a routine night shift into something deeply terrifying. Voice assistants like Alexa are supposed to make life easier, giving weather updates, setting alarms, or playing music on command. But every so often, they behave in ways that feel deeply unsettling, making you question whether they should be trusted at all.
Why? Why? We were literally just singing that. Why? Why is she singing what we were singing?
This disturbing clip, originally shared on TikTok by a couple, shows just how strange these moments can become. The video starts innocently, with the boyfriend quietly humming the nursery rhyme, "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star." His girlfriend joins in, continuing the song in a playful, relaxed mood. Nothing feels unusual at first. Then everything changes.
Little star, now I wonder what you are. Did you want me to make passes? Yeah. Or another strip? What is my time? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, now I wonder what you are.
The girlfriend suddenly stops singing to ask an unrelated question. That's when something chilling happens. Without being addressed or activated, Alexa continues the nursery rhyme on its own, picking up exactly where the couple left off. No wake word was spoken. No command was given. Yet the device responded as if it had been listening closely the entire time. The unexpected singing instantly unsettles the couple. Clearly shaken, they grab their belongings and rush out of the house, leaving the device behind. The clip quickly spread online, becoming one of the creepiest smart assistant glitches people have seen. After witnessing something like this, it's hard not to wonder how much these devices truly hear, and whether silence might sometimes be safer. This next clip feels like it came straight out of a deep-sea horror tale. It was filmed by a group of Indonesian fishermen who hauled in a creature that looks completely out of place in the real world.
Guys, ada saya punya taripang. Ini penam taripang nanas. Jadi pemodel itu kayak nanas, guys, kami lihat.
In the video, a female fisherman proudly displays the strange catch pulled from their net. From the very first glance, it's clear something is off. The creature has a long, leathery body with no visible fins, limbs, or tail, just an extended, shapeless mass. Its surface is rough and wrinkled, covered in uneven bumps, and its sheer size is striking when compared to the woman standing beside it. She then places the creature on a table and turns it over, revealing an underside that oddly resembles a thick carpet. And just when it seems like it can't get any stranger, she reveals its mouth, a moment that pushes the scene from unusual into genuinely unsettling. At first, it's difficult to identify what this thing could possibly be, but after closer examination, the mystery becomes clearer. The creature is actually a sea cucumber. Its texture, shape, and coloration all match known characteristics of these bizarre marine animals. Sea cucumbers are known for their elongated bodies and bumpy, sometimes hair-like exteriors that make them look almost alien. Who would have guessed something named after a vegetable could look this disturbing? It's a reminder that the ocean still holds countless surprises. And if you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more strange discoveries like this one. On what seemed like a perfectly normal Saturday morning in March 2014, something unexpected was captured on camera. Footage recorded by a trail camera known as Leachman's Tree Cam has since sparked intense discussion across the internet. Watch closely. Did you notice it? The clip, taken directly from Leachman's setup, appears to show what some believe could be a genuine yowie moving calmly through the forest. In the footage, a small figure can be seen gently rocking side to side, partially lit by the eerie glow of the camera's night vision mode. Even though the figure appears relatively small, its outline closely matches long-standing descriptions of the yowie that have circulated for decades. The glowing eyes, reflecting the camera's infrared light, add an extra layer of unease to the scene. What makes it even stranger is that the figure seems completely unaware it's being recorded. The people behind the footage are well-known Yowie enthusiasts. They intentionally place several apples near the camera as bait, and based on what appears in the video, that strategy may have worked. What they captured has since become another intriguing chapter in the ever-growing Yowie mystery.